Hello, my name is Matthew, and today is my 3-year anniversary on YouTube, on BookTube. And I can't believe so much time has gone by. It feels like this hobby is something that I just started maybe a year ago or a few months ago. Time just goes by, and I've I know I just made a milestone video, made a bunch of Q&As and things like that. This is another milestone sort of video, but I couldn't just let it go by. It's something that when I saw it this morning, it gave me a whole day of reflection to think that I've been making these videos for 3 years. I've been reading for um, a lot longer than that, but to have this documentation and have this activity of talking about my books and my reading in a public sort of way, and all of the benefits that come from meeting people that I would never otherwise have met, interacting with terrific commentators, and finding other booktubers, other people that are making videos and talking about their books, and um, it gave me a lot of pause and a lot to be grateful for. All of the people that watch, I don't often say how thankful I am, but I really am. One of the, one of the key elements in allowing this activity, this hobby, to be fun and productive and a positive part of my day, nearly every day, is all the people that are watching the videos, but the comments and discussion and book suggestions and great recommendations and interesting observations or additional information about the things that I was talking about and whatever book I was talking about, um, makes it just a terrific part of my life. It's turned into a substantial part of what I think about throughout my day, and when I'm reading. I think I don't know if I'm a better reader, but I'm a different sort of reader because now, instead of um, reading my books and enjoying them and uh, thinking about whatever's in them, and then maybe talking to Ben, my friend Ben, or maybe talking to my friend Kevin, um, having something come up and having um, a story to tell or an anecdote, something that reminded me of some one book or another. Now, when I read, I think, um, well, what do I think about it? Not in any sort of formal way, but when in the back of my mind, I think eventually I'm going to be talking about it, and so I need to also think about it. um, and I also think in those three years, how much I've grown as a reader, how I'm a different reader, and how much I've grown in front of the camera. I'm older. I'm sure that that I've visibly aged in 3 years, and how much more comfortable I feel in front of the camera speaking. It was one of the points that I thought was so critical, was to be able to speak at length, trying to be engaging, collecting my thoughts, expressing myself as well as I can, and to be comfortable. In my early videos, I was not comfortable in front of the camera. It took me 2 years. The first time Ben mentioned it, I was talking to Ben one day in his shop. My good friend Ben. I was telling him about some book. It's not. I don't even remember. And he said, "Why don't you record these things and put them on YouTube? People would find it interesting." 2 years go by. And it was always sort of in the back of my mind. I wasn't quite aware of BookTube or this format of just setting up a camera and talking. And a hurdle that I had to get over was the realization that if it's something that I want to do, I'm not going to be very good at the beginning. If I'm waiting until that magical, imaginary moment where I'm just going to be this brilliant persona on camera, this natural, it's just a moment that's never going to happen. And so those are some words of encouragement for anyone that is thinking about doing these kind of videos and is having whatever level of anxiety or reluctance. That played a huge part in my decision, was to really just start making videos accepting that they most likely will not be very good. And with practice and with time, I can hope to get better, but I'm not going to get better without doing it. My very first video looked like one of those like ransom videos, like I was a hostage. I was so uncomfortable and put off. It's maybe I'll leave a link. It's like a 30-second long video of trying to introduce my channel, just saying I want to make videos talking about books, and it seems as if I'm being held at gunpoint with the gun just directly off screen, and I just kept doing it. I just kept making videos, and I think each year my comfort level and my confidence has gotten better. I thought it was worth making this kind of video. I think more often than I should. The train's coming. More often than I should. Since my little channel was growing, I should put some effort into introducing myself to people that have maybe found my channel and maybe thought that they trains going by. I don't know if you can hear it, but introducing myself and saying hello and welcome. It's a whole experience for me over here trying to do this, and I'll also show some books. It's Friday. There's Friday reads. These are a couple things that I have 4 books here. Some things I'm reading. Some are new books that I haven't gotten to, and I'll start with Seneca, the selected letters I have here. Early this late this afternoon, or early sometime today, I just started reading Seneca, Spanish. Someone commented and said, Seneca counts for your Spanish reading, and Seneca was born in Cordoba in southern Spain. And letter 2, his letters to Lucilius, he talks about reading, and Seneca's thoughts are it's fairly good advice, at least for a student, which is to focus on what you're reading. Look at the classics at this time. Maybe it's the Greeks, like Homer, or the playwrights, and read them until you understand them. Read them until you know them, and don't go off like a bumblebee, flower to flower, without digesting some of these early masterpieces. And he gives some advice, and then Seneca says, when you have surveyed many writers, choose one idea to digest that day. I do this, and take hold of one thought from the many I have read. This is the thought for today, which I got from Epicurus, for it is my custom to visit the opposite camp, not as a deserter, but as a spy. Seneca, of course, being the Stoic. Happy poverty is an honorable condition, for if it is happy, it is not poverty. A man on good terms with poverty is rich. And I really enjoy reading Seneca. I think he has a lot of really good advice. And he is full of a lot of nonsense as well. Sometimes applicable nonsense, but it's hard to go up to just an impoverished beggar, a modern day destitute, broke person, and try to ask them, well, if you're happy, maybe you're rich. There's some wisdom there, but it's not practical. And I've also been reading the Bible. I've been reading my Oxford edition, which I love. I just think it's so handy. It feels good in the hand. It's sturdy. And I've been reading Samuel. Just started reading Samuel. A couple of days ago, I ran into Ben's brother. I ran into Ben's brother, and we were talking for a while, catching up. We talked about the channel a little bit. I was talking about the series I was doing on the life of our Lord, which some of you might find curious why I would be doing that whole series all together. If you're interested, I can maybe talk about that. But in any event, we were talking about Charles Dickens' work and then the Bible, and Ben's brother said that he had been reading Samuel. And I really want to spend more time this year reading the Bible and also the Old Testament. And when things like that come up, I really want to pay attention to those kinds of recommendations. It's a big deal running into Ben's brother. He's someone that I've known for just about as long as time as I've known Ben. It's a great pleasure seeing him. And he's talking about one of the books in the Bible that he was reading. And I can follow through and spend some time reading Samuel. Another recommendation, and this comes from a coworker. The coworker recommended another Gabriel Garcia Marquez book. I read 100 Years of Solitude, actually this time last year, which did not astound me. I was not blown away. I thought it was really good. It did not leave me wanting to just go and read everything by Marquez. But my coworker recommended Chronicle of a Death Foretold. This is the copy. And actually, one of the main things that made my determination to get a copy of this is that it's thin. This thing is 100 pages, a little bit over 100 pages. And that's a great place to go. If you read one of those, like the seminal work of some author, and it's one of those great big books, and you didn't love it, sometimes it's nice to take a step back and look for a short story or a shorter work, a novella, and giving that a sample instead of putting it off entirely, or going to Love in the Time of Cholera before I'm really in the mood to read it. Something like this, I might read it and just get an idea of what's going on with Marquez, something that I was missing. And if it turns out that I love this, then I can go back to 100 Years of Solitude, or try another work like Love in the Time of Cholera, or a longer work. Haven't read it yet. my current book that I'm reading is The House of Ulloa by Amelia Pardo Bazan. Fantastic. A Spanish writer, a Galician writer, this amazing woman that was she's so brilliant and so talented and um, cultured and invested in the culture of the time, a woman of letters, and just being um, very active and influential in the arts. It's the little that I've read about her is just this amazing story, and this book is terrific. It's this priest that comes into a new town. He's at the house of Ulloa. It's a great cover, and he just finds this awful, debaucherous family doing horrible things, and um, he's there to bring some accountability to the house's finances and also its spiritual path, and he just finds himself outnumbered and um, out of his element and over his head, all those kinds of things, and it's really enjoyable. It's a realistic 19th century Spanish novel. Um, and when I finish it, I'll make a video about that. So, a little bit of books to show, because I don't have much more more to say. The big thing is just thank you. If you watch these videos, it's the reason why you watching them is the reason why I make them. So, thank you. Please leave a comment if you would like. You can, if you're interested, leave a comment about anything I had to say about making videos and all that kind of thing. Leave a comment if you'd like about any of the books that I showed. And thank you for watching, and take care.